Wait, starting in five, four, three, two, one. Welcome back, everyone, to episode 12 of Smoke and Rearview Mirrors. My name is Cars,
And I'm Van.
and it's his birthday week, so we're celebrating this episode.
With a
yeah,
chat.
yeah, no, because
Mukbang.
yeah, no, because we when we had that last episode with Iggy, the first guest, we had a bit of what do you call that,
A break.
a break. Yeah, because we had a lot of episodes that we shot, so I could take a break, and then just by chance, I didn't even plan this. That this the next time that we would be recording would be on the week of Van's birthday, or I think it just already passed. So it was Wednesday, just last Wednesday, right? You don't know your
I'm
own
not
birthday.
keeping track of the days.
And then now it's Saturday, so we are just gonna chill out, gonna eat, gonna talk about what we've done so far with the past 2 weeks that we were chilling, and don't mind the laptop at the back here. We're just really just trying to enjoy with wings and beer. So again, just like Van said earlier, it's also a bit of a mukbang, whatever you want to pronounce it as. I'm gonna start off also with this first time to try this crazy Carabao Pilsner craft beer. It's craft beer, but it is pretty much already what do you call that?
What's craft
Commercially
beer?
available. When I hear craft beer, what I just think of
I
is like
think of
small
cheese
batch.
whiz.
No, that's just like small batch made. So they're not quote unquote like mass produced. But at least with this
So is the incentive there's more love within that beer?
more love, and I think also more exclusivity. But with this, I don't think so because it's already available commercially. So when I usually think of craft beer, I don't think commercial. I think like like homemade food.
But so is it still made by hand, in smaller batches without a machine, or did that
No,
shit
I
come
think
out of
I
a
think they all
machine?
have they're all made with machines right now. So that's definitely not an
So how
aspect
is
of
it
it.
even craft anymore?
Well, you can still have craft, like even with whiskey. I think a better comparison would be like with whiskey, or at least for me to explain it. It's just that with whiskey, if you make it just instead of thinking of craft, think of it as it's called like a small batch. So when you say small batch, you're still using machines, but basically just more smaller batch. They're more how do you say that, like there's more care in making them. There's more attention to detail, I guess, is the best way to say it.
Since I've been editing our videos, well, not edit them per se, but I've been managing them.
Yeah.
Uh, I've been watching them again and again,
Yeah.
and uh, it's just this is the first time it hit me that my voice is loud. So for today, I'm a do a bit, a softer band, ASMR.
So that's what it took for you to understand what I've been trying to tell you
Yeah,
for
for
the
for me to watch our videos over and over again, and for me to rape my own ears.
So we're gonna do ASMR. You wanna know ASMR? Yeah. What have you been doing for the past 2 weeks, Dan?
Well, since I just finished the book that I'm supposed to read
For what?
right now for my personal trainer license, right now, the task at hand is to redeem my body, the muscle and strength I've lost since not being able to go to the gym because of quarantine. So it's like a Dragon Ball Z esque training arc for me right now.
So how do you plan on doing that? Like, because I know you've been working out like home workouts every day. So
I've already been doing it. I'm not at the planning phase. So before this training arc, I've just been doing one arm push ups and floor drags for chest and back,
okay, yeah, I get that.
and plain lunges for the legs. Right now, I still don't have any bright ideas on getting a heavier load on my legs, but since this plan of mine went into fruition. I've set up the ghetto dips area again in my room, which is composed of
2 chairs.
two chairs with jogging pants in the middle, so that it's not too rough on my hands doing the dips,
Okay.
because the chair's not really designed to hold that weight. And as for back, well, I think at this point, going back to the gym is a little bit too irresponsible on my part, because there's boomers in the house. But I think going to the park and doing pull-ups there is a bit safer, at least risk-wise, of being infected. So yeah, I've been visiting the park regularly to regain back muscles.
So when you go there, it's only for the pull-ups, not don't do anything else.
Well, there is an area there where I can do dips, but it requires me to go at an elevated height, and as you know, I have acrophobia.
Even if it's not that high.
Yeah, I'm always scared of falling.
Wait, since when? Because I know that ever since quarantine started, you've still been doing the working out. Like, what's the difference between then and now? Because it sounds kind of similar, right?
On on paper, push-ups and floor drags do work out the muscles I've mentioned, chest, back, triceps, biceps. But in reality, you know, I was an advanced lifter before, and it doesn't really compare.
Yeah, of course, of course.
I mean, even dips, let's be honest, body weight dips doesn't compare. But it's a hell of a lot better than push-ups with a heavy backpack on.
Kind of hard to talk when you're eating.
Yeah, how do mukbangers?
I think that's the ASMR part where they're just eating and they don't they don't talk. Lovely
I think we're
wings.
supposed to make yummy noises while we eat. Like,
Oishi.
buffalo.
Umai. そうなんだ。
Yeah.
このウィングズは、超うまいね。超うまい。
You're the bigger Japanophile between the two of us. Is chicken wings popular in Japan? Because
Yeah, I think so. In like izakaya.
from the 3 Yakuza games I've played, there was never a wing place.
Really? I don't know. Not. I don't think it's like for like in the Philippines where you have wing places, but they probably do have like in bars like izakaya. So because in Japan it's also again we talked about this before where you have izakayas and it's popular for Japanese people to still eat while they're drinking. So it's a popular bar chow I guess is what they call it. Bar food. But I think like no, if I were to choose since what you call that the wings they have a more Western vibe. If I want to go for a more Japanese vibe, I'd go for karaage, which is basically Japanese fried chicken in their own style. You know that? You know karaage?
Of course.
Yeah. So ever wondered what's the difference between karaage and just normal?
And fried chicken?
Yeah.
No.
Well, like I think it's because I tried baking my own before, and like they have I don't know if this is like the one recipe for it, but they do use like very different not different like very specific batter for it to make it crispy and all that. And also, I think what makes it karaage specifically is that it's from how I remember it's just sliced up thigh fillet, so it's kind of like
So when you say karaage, it's a specific part.
yeah, I don't just because like if you say what is karaage, you say Japanese fried chicken, then you might think every fried chicken I try in Japan would be Japanese karaage then, but no, it's just it's like chicken poppers, but different.
So if there's like what I usually make, fried chicken but with the breast part. At that point, is it not karage anymore? Is what's that? For pork, it's
Tenders, chicken tenders like that.
what's the Japanese term for the fried
Uh, uh, Katsu.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So if I what I make, is it at that point, is it just tong
no,
uh, yeah, yeah.
torikatsu, chicken
Is
katsu.
it so what I usually make every day, it's just torikatsu?
Probably like I think it also has the intent of what you're making, like because maybe someone could open up like a karage place, but they want to have like a healthy karage. So instead of making, well, it's not technically healthy, but
Yeah, it's
better
the
than,
Thai.
yeah. But like instead of making it with thigh, they make it with breast. But again, what I'm saying is like it's still fried food, so it's not gonna be that healthy. But if it's made with the intent of being karage, which is also another thing that makes it karage, I think, is the Japanese flavorings. So like soy sauce and all that. Kind of like how Korean fried chicken has become popular with their soy glaze and stuff like that. Karage also has its own category of different types of flavors. But here in the Philippines, we have had karage that is just kind of like what they do with flavored fries. So they just have cheese powder, what do you call that? The sour cream powder or barbecue powder.
Something flashed in my mind while I was talking about my training arc. There a person can talk about fitness the whole day and not say anything interesting, useful but not really interesting. And maybe that's why most of fitness YouTubers get views from drama.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I mean, if you already know about calories in, calories out, progressive overload, then what else is there? Aside from fucking that guy's
Yeah.
info is bullshit.
Yeah. I mean,
Or a certain person's using fake weights.
I kind of see that like the opposite of that. Not the opposite, but like a different method to that with who's that? Omar Yusuf. Because I don't see him do that much drama. But then he has said like a lot of his other videos in the past, he just says the same thing. And it's also because a lot of people who are, there's always new people who watch their channels, and they're not always just gonna go back to the old videos to see, because especially with even with fitness, you're not. I mean, a lot of people aren't gonna try to watch old videos because it might be outdated information, right? Like I don't want to watch this old video, even though it says the same thing that they're saying right now. It just doesn't have that same vibe. So at least that's a good part with fitness YouTube, is that they can make the same thing over and over again, especially if it's a proven technique already or something.
Aside from YouTubers, I'm gonna make this a whole topic. Fitness is so at this point I realize it's a pretty boring topic, because when you grew up in a co-ed high
Yeah.
school, and I'm from all boys, so I'm very awkward with girls. So I think you know this, but one of the reasons why I started even getting in shape in the first place was that so that girls wouldn't be repulsed by me. So now I have all this knowledge, right? My body's a bit better. I know calories in, calories out, thermodynamics, blah blah blah.
And girls aren't repulsed by you anymore.
And I thought that they would be interested in how I got into shape, because I thought, hey, girls like to look pretty. They want to get in shape too, so maybe I can talk about fitness all day. And actually, interest some of them. It never happened.
Yeah, it makes sense. There's like a lot of memes with that, right? Like when you try to get jacked, you think what you expect is girls will be flocking all over you, but then it ends up that guys are the ones who are flocking all over
yeah.
you.
Like a skinny dude who will say, "How do I get big?" Or an old guy who will say, "I used to have a body like yours, even bigger." You know what's funny? Because that old dude is really a stereotype. I've met a lot of old dudes like
I
that.
was saying that
I
they
used to
use.
have a body like you. I was
Well,
bigger.
aren't you gonna be one of those guys when you get older?
Nah, because I know it's annoying. I've experienced firsthand how annoying that can be. So I'll never do it, even if I'm a jacked old man.
It makes sense. It makes sense. It's just a funny thing, like because I think it's not a counter argument to that, but like a funny thing to think of is like when you're old, you just don't give a fuck, man. Like when you're old, you just wanna if you wanna annoy kids, you're just gonna say, hey, you know, I used to be the 10-time world champion of my house. I don't know, something like that. Oh shit. Oh damn. Ah, sarap. Grabe. Huh. Wait lang. We'll just eat. No.
It's like maybe that can be like a mukbang thing, you know? Maybe you're going to start a new trend.
What? What's the
When you're really satisfied with the flavor of what you're eating, you just suddenly speak your native language.
Isn't that wait? Isn't that what Koreans do already?
Well, Stephanie still
Not
speaks in
that.
full English.
Yeah, not Stephanie. Ah. No, but one thing I've been thinking about, like, since especially with like a vibe like this, is something that maybe if we can do in the future is really do something like streaming, but it's really hard to do it in this room because the internet here is not that good. Mm-mm-mm.
You know my point about content being boring
Mm.
when it comes to fitness? I'll say that also extends to mukbangers. Because, people can only watch so much of a person eating food unless that person's like Matt Stoney, who's a competitive eater.
Oh yeah.
So, when you're watching a bunch of randos just, eating, maybe good food, average food, whatever, a lot of food, there comes a point that they'll get bored. So, what's most popular in mukbang nowadays?
I don't know. What's
Fucking
the trend?
Nicokado Avocado. So,
Yeah.
there's-
So
yeah.
the last one I remembered was the one who got controversial. Is what's the Korean girl, the one who's like doing with the live seafood. You know that?
The animal cruelty
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. So it makes sense. Like if the content's getting boring, I was thinking about it when you were saying as you were saying it that everything is just going like everyone has their own niche is basically what they do. So Nicovado is
God damn it, Nicokado Avocado
Nicokado.
is so popular.
Mhm.
If we just became a channel discovering him, I'll bet we'll get thousands of views.
just covering him.
Yeah, because any channel that covers Nicokado Avocado, it pops up a lot.
Well, we can do
Fucking-
this part now. We can just check this 10-second clip and then just talking about how covering him will make us views.
This will probably be our... Yeah, I'm calling it now.
No, but if you were to do that, I think one cool thing that maybe some people have already done. Have other people tried to make videos of like, I try to eat what he eats?
No, because the thing is, it's...
Is his what's his like the hook for Nicokado actually? Because I was thinking
his mental breakdowns.
So you
And this cheating and all the drama.
I thought it was the amount of food.
No, because there's a lot of Matt Stoney can eat more than Nick. It's just that all the food he eats is very fatty, very sugary, unhealthy, and add to the fact that he's a drama queen. He cheats on his husband regularly, and yeah, it's very self-explanatory.
I get it. So it's really more. So it ended up being more like
Just to drive this point home, mukbangers make videos on Nicokado Avocado, but also, drama focused channels
Yeah.
make videos on Nicokado Avocado, and even, just funny channels. So that's three genres of YouTube just can make endless content, and people will watch the shit out of it because, people like grown man.
And he won't stop doing it because a lot of people are covering it. Like,
Yeah.
it's not an incentive for him to not do it, right? Because he's still if he doesn't have any drama, if he's a faithful guy, then who will cover? Oh, Nicokado Avocado is so faithful. He is such a good boy. I don't know. So
Yeah,
weird thing.
I mean, before his transformation, he was just, he was still a mukbanger, but all he ate back then was vegetables. He was a vegan.
Ooh,
Oh,
he was already
you-
fat then.
before he became what he is today, I was all, I've always been into food. So I've watched Nick before he became Nick.
Oh,
And yeah,
So
he,
the
he, he was a wholesome,
now the
cheerful
avocado
guy.
makes sense. The avocado in the name makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
he was a vegan.
So it was the meat that made him cheat. We can clip that. Clip that for the.
That's
put
a very
put that on a Twitter, man.
That's a very multi-layered joke. Him being gay and all.
What? This? I was just okay. I didn't get that part.
Oh, so you were very witty, but not on purpose.
That's the cool. That's that when people aren't witty on purpose, when they're just witty, like just doing shit. I think that's like the more genuine stuff that it's funny also, compared to people trying hard to be witty. I think because I've told you a lot of times, like, I don't really what do you call that, connect with the word cringe, but I think that's what you mean when cringe, when people try to be witty but they're really trying hard. I think is that when, like, you get a cringe vibe when people aren't really funny but they're trying to be funny.
Yeah, that's pretty cringe.
Yeah.
But then again, at this point, cringe is a source of entertainment too. So what Nick's doing? It's pretty cringe,
Oh.
objectively.
Really.
But then again, it's a cringe that pays.
Pays off. Makes sense. And also again, so do you think, I don't know if we're becoming a Nicokado Avocado discussion channel. Like, do you think is he trying hard to just be controversial, or he's just really like that?
Of course, he's
Trying hard.
I'll just.
Yeah. You really had to say that you couldn't stop even when you're eating.
That's it's pretty frustrating to me that at this point people are still buying the act.
So it is an act. Because my concern with him was the one, because I don't watch him that much. I actually don't watch him at all. Only when Stephanie Sue talked about him, and that when she talked about him, it wasn't really a fun thing to hear about. Being a creepy guy. Yeah.
What were you trying to say? My mind went blank because I'm eating.
Me too. No, wait. No. Because you were talking about how people are still buying into his act, whatever, blah blah blah, and that's with the cheating. But like, on my end, the only time I knew about Nicokado Avocado was because of Stephanie Sue. Was when they had, like, is it called a controversy or something, whatever. But when he
I mean, it's not even drama at that point because he was really threatening the security of Stephanie.
yeah. So it's not funny when it's like that. Like,
Actually, Nick's actually a criminal.
oh really?
He got deported from a country, his husband's country.
Ooh. His husband's a foreigner.
Yeah, his husband's Latino.
Mm.
I think Colombia.
Mm.
So he got deported from Colombia. And yeah, what he did to Stephanie, guy's a criminal.
Oh man, yeah, shit.
But he's not stupid. Of course, his act is not genuine. Because even Greg,
What?
fucking Greg Doucette made the video.
No,
of Nick.
really?
Yeah.
What
Have you not been watching?
I haven't been
Greg
watching.
regularly?
I haven't been watching fitness videos.
Greg's boggled that people are buying Nick's shit, Nick's app. So at this point, maybe it takes, at this point, Do you have to be a boomer to be rational? But yeah, I'm a pretty weird guy. I really get deep into the shit.
Mm-hmm.
So not even 4chan. Some more obscure forums.
2chan.
No, it's not a chan. But I've
For
dived deep into more obscure forums just to get knowledge of the situation and all.
So you really wanted to really know about what's the behind the scenes,
It's not really
or
it's not really a journalistic curiosity, more on here are Nick's sex videos and nudes.
Oh shit.
So yeah, I can claim that I've seen his sex videos. Not like it's an achievement, but just a matter of fact.
That's when you literally mean it's for research purposes only.
Yeah.
Nicokado Avocado. But like what was I thinking about that with Nick when you were saying this thing? Now
This
I
topic's
know
a bit mind breaking.
no, I remember now. Now I was thinking when Greg was confused about that, like I just think a lot of people want, it's kind of like basic entertainment, like how people are so invested with what do you call that? Those reality TV shows. Like, it's not real, but then people are so like, oh, they always watch it, even though some people, they even know that in themselves that the shit they're watching isn't that, isn't really real, but then they still can't stop watching it because they're just so entertained because of how mundane their life is.
I'm not really a fan of watching reality shows like the Kardashians, or even back then when we were kids, Paris Hilton's TV show.
Not
I
Jersey,
forgot
Jersey Shore, no.
Yeah, and those types. What was? Yeah, I think that, yeah, maybe people are not really buying into it, but it's still entertaining to watch a man so semi convincingly acts a whole mental breakdown. It's like wrestling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, so that's the hot take of this episode. Nick's like a wrestler.
Oh my god. What would you be? Would you?
And there are.
Would you want
wait.
that
What?
for Nicokado Avocado to like be a guest in one of like WWE's shows?
Well,
Like
I'd certainly watch the shit out of it. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, and even like in wrestling, there's wrestling terminology, right? Like kayfabe, like buying or not believing the whole act. That's kayfabe.
Oh.
And there are marks and smarks. Do you know about that?
No, the only thing.
So this is our topic.
The only
Wrestling.
thing
I'm gonna educate
the only
you.
thing I remember it teach me about wrestling was the term jobber.
Okay, so
That's
you
the
know
only
jobber.
thing.
Now you're gonna know about marks and smarks.
Alright, before that, another beer. This one is also Crazy Carabao Wheat Craft Beer. I don't know what that means, so don't ask me. I'll learn maybe in the future. I only know the difference between ale and lager. There you go. And I'm
Okay,
hoping
are
this
you
is
ready
lager.
for my knowledge?
Go ahead.
So marks are people who really buy into the whole act. Marks believe that
Like
Hulk Hogan is really
marking
strong.
them. Like you're marking them. Okay.
Like
okay.
John Cena's actually a Marine.
Or he really can't see him.
Or Randy Orton's a murderous cold-blooded killer. That's a mark.
I thought they'd believe that they never saw John Cena.
And there are smarks like me.
A smart mark.
Yeah, a smart
okay.
mark
Mhm.
who is more into behind the scenes shit. So smarks, they're likely to know that John Cena's not really a good guy, but really a really shady character who very good at company politics.
Mm.
So to keep his rivals down. And
Oh
there's
yeah, I think
yeah.
I forgot who. I don't think it
And
was him. I
Smarks
saw them
also,
guy.
know of that Triple H really buries his co-workers, and Smarks are
That
likely
and
knowledgeable
oh, I know
in.
one thing like that. That Undertaker is a really good guy behind the scenes.
Well,
That's one thing I
even
remember.
in character, he's not really considered a heel.
What's a heel?
A heel's a bad guy.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, like in the behind the scenes as well. Like, I really like he gives chances to others. Like I guess in the opposite way of John Cena or Triple H. Am I correct?
I think you're referring to Kane.
Also, okay. I thought
No,
I think I saw about it.
Undertaker's like an alpha bossy guy,
Oh
not
really?
not an asshole like JBL, John Bradshaw
Ah,
Layfield, but he's the one the other wrestlers talk to when they feel like another wrestler's being an asshole. So he's like the judge. There's even a
oh,
wrestler's court. Smarks know about this.
damn.
So
That's so
he's the
cool.
so you don't find it cringe.
What? No.
I find it a bit
I
cringe,
told you.
to be
I
honest.
told you. I have maybe I that's the cringe in me, but I don't have a sense of cringe for other people. I'm like, this is so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cringe to me as a smart. But yeah, Taker's an alpha guy. Alpha, he's the boss guy.
Yeah, one thing I want to ask
And
about
Kane's
that.
the nice guy.
I want one thing I want to ask before we go further onto the terms. Like with Undertaker, since he's like an alpha bossy guy, but like, what was it his decision that he almost never lost the what do you call that the biggest event?
No, he wanted to lose, but
This
the company believed that a streak will sell.
I see. Okay. I get that. I see. That's like the
I mean, he's a behind the scenes boss, but he's not a prima donna
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Shawn Michaels and John Cena.
he doesn't need to always win. He just has to do good and
Yeah.
people will respect him.
So the two wrestlers who I've mentioned, those are the ones that they always need to win.
Oh, one thing that
So-
Marks may not know is that Undertaker and Kane weren't really brothers. And that's one thing I grew up thinking, honestly. Like when you first saw them, were you already like, nah, they're not brothers. Nah, this isn't.
Well, since it's my dad who introduced me to wrestling, and his introduction was, "This is not real. This is soap opera for men."
Okay, yeah, I get that.
So I entered the wrestling thinking that there's a suspension of disbelief. So I was never a mark. I've never been a mark.
One
But
thing
but I was also not always a smart. So back then I know it's fake,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I was
yeah.
just entertained.
yeah.
I was not curious back then
Is
about.
there a term for people like that who they hold the suspension of disbelief that this isn't real, but they still like me. I think I'm like that.
I think you can call those the casual audience.
Okay.
Because Mark's not. You can't call a Mark casual anymore.
They're too deep into it,
Yeah,
into
yeah,
believing
yeah.
the lore and all that. Okay, I get that. Damn.
And I think our one of our favorite YouTubers, Hype Patch Wolf, what he was discussing in his wrestling videos is that it's it's a very great moment in wrestling when both Marks and Smarks can enjoy a specific moment
yeah.
together.
I mean, if you're a smart, that doesn't mean that you don't enjoy this stuff anymore, right? Like,
Like I'll be referring to a specific event.
what is it?
It's a shoot. Well, it's a fake. Oh my god, I'm saying so many terms. I'm too deep into it. So when you say shoot, it's when a wrestler does a promo, but then that promo holds so many truths that wrestler may not be acting anymore.
Like
That's
it wasn't
called
it
shooting.
wasn't pre-planned that they were supposed to say
It
this.
seems like it was not pre-planned. And it may as well be not planned. That wrestler can be on the way out of the company and just, going out.
Okay,
nowadays.
I get what you mean.
those
Oh wait,
things can also
isn't that the
be
one
planned.
with the Generation X or something, or where was that? Were they all hugged in the end of the match?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one I think of. And you know the name of that. I forgot the name of that event where everyone was like, like, they were supposed to be all like enemies,
Enemies.
but then they ended
They
up
had
being friends. Like,
yeah. So that was Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, and Ramon.
wait, was
Razor
that was
Ramon.
that? Am I correct? Was that D Generation X or no? Was that something else? Another team they had before.
Was it? No, it wasn't DX because Triple H and Shawn Michaels are DX.
What's the name of that guy who does this?
uh
He was one of my favorite wrestlers as a
X-Pac.
very X-Pac. He was one of my really favorite
You
wrestlers when I
kind of
was
look
a
like
kid.
X-Pac.
I don't even remember how he looks like. Maybe he has long hair. I think.
Yeah,
No?
yeah, yeah.
No, you know what? I just want to share a story with this. Like one time, like whenever I go home after school, like my parents aren't home. It's just like our used to have a maid, and then like I'm just at my parents' bed, and like I just kept doing the X Pac thing, like jumping up, doing this, bam, and then I think one time. I jumped up and then I didn't close my legs when I went up. So I unintentionally did a split. Like it really hurt like hell. Like I don't know what the hell I was doing as a kid. Like, just watching these wrestlings and like wrestlers and like yeah, it's so crazy.
There are certain cliques or factions that really appeal to kids, and there are certain wrestlers that are really marketable to kids.
Even now they still have those but more catered to
Well,
kids.
I haven't watched wrestling in a long time, but I'm sure there's always that wrestler. The one that will sell the most action figures.
I think like
and most merch.
you-
Because as a kid, my favorite wrestler was of course Rey Mysterio.
yeah. And also like I think maybe for a lot of a big generation as well. Maybe John Cena was also one of those. No, or
Yeah.
no, I don't know.
John Cena really appealed to kids.
Yeah, and if I'm thinking like critically in a way right now, someone who is appealable to both kids and adults was Undertaker as well. Or am I wrong with that? Because as a kid, I loved him. Even as an adult, I'm still like, damn, that guy's the best.
I
For me.
only remember being hyped about the Undertaker when I was 8, 9, 10 years old
Mm.
because he never appealed to me as a teen onwards. I didn't care about the streak.
Well, me, I didn't even know he had a streak until the Super High Patrol video because I really wasn't that much of a fan. But I guess as a super casual guy, I just liked him, and I think the only time I didn't really like the Undertaker when he was already going to his MMA side and the biker side. Like, that's not nah. I really like the whole undead guy thing where no matter how many times they do their special moves on him, he's just gonna come back and like what the fuck is this guy?
Just bringing up the smokes and rear view mirrors lore. I was an edgy kid.
Mm-hmm.
So, kid shit like Undertaker from teen onwards, that didn't appeal to me.
It wasn't edgy enough.
Even, I think, 9 onwards. But 9 onwards, I was really a fan of tweeners.
What was that?
Tweeners is another
that a
fucking
wrestler?
term I have to
Oh, I thought
explain.
I thought it was a wrestler.
So, there's heels are the villains.
Mm-hmm.
Baby faces are the good guys. Tweeners are
Middle.
kind of like Punisher. Punisher's a tweener.
Wait, Punisher, the Marvel
Comic-
character.
yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah. So
Like,
like, Green Goblin,
anti-hero.
villain.
Anti-hero. No.
Spider-Man, hero. Yeah.
Anti-hero.
Anti-hero.
Oh, okay. Well, what is Undertaker babyface? Because he said he wasn't a heel.
Undertaker's a tweener, but a tweener that's more appealing to kids.
Oh my god. Whew. May ka na. Nakahangan ka nung nag-salted egg ka na.
Yeah. It's just fucking weird because this is happening to me as I'm eating the salted egg and not the buffalo.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Super late reaction.
No, it's not a build-up from the buffalo. There's something in this specific wing.
No. Yeah, they see here. There's still like chili on the
Maybe I ate a seed.
maybe.
Yeah, that that disrupted my momentum.
How about this guy? I remember one also
Fuck.
another guy that I liked because of playing the games, the WWE games. Remember Mankind?
Mankind's first he was introduced as a tweener because you can't really have an insane bad guy.
I'm just thinking of him as like a force of nature, something like that.
A force of nature is a tweener.
Oh really? Okay, so okay.
If one's neither a good guy or a bad guy.
Oh, so it's just that because earlier
Undertaker's also a force
Yeah,
of
yeah.
nature, so he's also a tweener.
yeah, okay, that's a better term for tweener, I guess. Because earlier when I said that it was more of like an anti-hero, it had a different, a very more specific image in my head.
You know, because Undertaker's a tweener, right? But so is CM Punk. Do you not know CM Punk? Do I have to explain
I think I
the
remember.
whole CM Punk deal?
I remember.
Before UFC, he was cool. just to remind the audience, he was cool before UFC.
One I hear. I was thinking earlier when you were talking about this certain event because he's about being stuff being scripted or not, and I think this is very very scripted. Although it was a bit of a weird kind of event for me when you remember since you like Rey Mysterio, you remember when Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio were fighting over custody of a child.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
That was one of like a weird kind of
Well,
event for me, and I don't think that really appealed to kids. Like there's a really, I don't know, like they were going for Maury type of stuff. What
Eddie Guerrero likes to explore. He was before he was Eddie Guerrero, the good guy our generation knows. He's been a heel.
well it's in this
You know, China was a heel, and he was all a part of his character in his early days. Was he was always pining for this heel woman, China. You know, Mamacita is China.
Now, and one thing also I think about when Eddie Guerrero, it's like it's not hard to say that he's a heel because even in his his entrance song, I lie, I cheat, I steal, like if you're gonna
that has tweener vibes.
yeah, and if you're gonna promote that as a babyface guy, like it's a good guy to be to lie, cheat, and steal, like I don't know, man.
But I think he became a babyface because he's been a veteran for the company for so long, and the narrative to become the world champion, he had to become a good guy that cheats sometimes.
But what about his wife? Was she a heel?
His wife was always a heel.
Why was that?
So Vicky Guerrero always had this screeching voice that's perfect for a heel.
Oh wait, one thing I want to know is she really his wife?
Yeah, Vicky.
Okay.
Vicky's really.
It was like again with Undertaker and Kane not being brothers.
A part of her heel character even is that she always had so many. She's been preying on younger guys after Eddie's death. Yeah, Vince doesn't hold back on scandalous storylines.
Yeah.
And Eddie's dead, so someone has to earn a living.
Makes sense.
So yeah, Vicky's really respectable.
At least they really what do you call that?
At least they gave her a job.
Yeah, and then they didn't waste that the legacy of Eddie Guerrero having making money for the family. And,
since you brought up Rey Mysterio's child. Since
who won that? Was it really Rey Mysterio's child? Or Eddie Guerrero's child? I thought it was Eddie Guerrero's
no,
child.
their children were not fighting. It was
No.
Eddie and Ray
No,
fighting
over
for
custody.
Dominic.
Yeah. So whose child was Dominic really?
Ray.
Okay, I never really know.
Dominic's been reintroduced since
He grew
last
up.
time I watched, Ray's been feuding with Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar, his character last time I watched was this sort of a animal who's not above beating up on teenagers. So he beat up on Dominic, and now I think Dominic's looking for a career in wrestling also. So at least, yeah, good for Dominic.
But I wonder, do you know, like as a smart, a smart? Do you know if it's the real guy? Like it was that actual kid who grew up, and then now it's him.
I mean, it looks like the kid when Ray was feuding with Eddie.
I was like, one thing also I'm thinking like I don't know if this is going to a bit of like controversial type of questioning, but like how was it like to have to include a kid like that in this whole, even if it's not real, like if you told him like, oh, that's not really, you're an actor, but like,
I mean, this is a company who condones bullying, who condones murder.
well, really? Oh, how?
Oh,
I don't know about him.
do you know about Jimmy Superfly Snuka?
I know his name. Is he he was murdered?
He murdered his wife and Vince covered for him.
Oh shit. Well, what about the when I think about someone controversial, I remember Chris Benoit. What was the thing that happened with him again?
He killed his family.
And then and then he committed suicide.
Yeah.
Oh.
And people say it's because of steroids, and objectively, it's really because of both steroids, probably, and all the brain damage he experienced just wrestling.
Oh, I guess like remembering what you taught me about steroids in the other episode before. You know, it only enhances what's there. So if you already had issues, then having steroids with that would then just cause more.
Yeah, because Chris Benoit's autopsy, it revealed that he had the brain of an 80-year-old man.
80?
80. That's how much brain damage he experienced.
So 80-year-old men, if they had a stronger body, they would be capable of murder.
Probably.
Because like the good thing about aging your brain, as well as having an old body, is that you can't do shit.
I mean, angry grandpas are a trope, right?
That's why we have what you call that, Dirty Harry, Clint Eastwood, and Harrison Ford, old angry man. Oh.
Yeah.
Don't forget Mel Gibson.
If you want to know more about all the fucked up shit in WWE, I can talk all day.
Click the link down in the description. No. Wait, let's check out. I want to check how much time we have already. Oh, shit. Alright. Only been going on for like almost 50 minutes. Damn. No. Maybe. Well, I don't know. I don't even know if you need more research for that, like to talk in the future. But like, this has been already super good. I think what we need to talk about next is the topic that I've been looking forward to.
Oh, go ahead.
Our latest addiction. Hololive.
Did it hit you too? That
No.
the villainous chicken wing?
Oh yeah, no. I took it out actually, but it's still stuck on the wing. No,
It's hard, right?
and it was both a spicy reaction, but I was also just making maybe a cringe type of of introduction to our next topic. Again, Hololive. So, Van, you first. How did you get started with Hololive?
How indeed? Was it you?
No.
If it's not you,
I think I just talked to you about it, but then
maybe I watch videos about anime, and maybe one or two Hololive girls were recommended
Recommended.
to me. And as much as I have a lot of free time, so why the heck I don't have anything else to do. I click on a random Hololive girl. I didn't like whoever I watched first, but my recommendation was flooded with all the other Hololive girls
it just takes one
until
click.
I came upon Picora, and I didn't even like Picora that much, but I watched her video to the end, and after that, it never stopped. So might as
So you
well.
didn't like her, but you just watched until the end.
Yeah, it was Picora that
Wait, we have to do the lava. One thing.
It was Picora that got me into watching a whole video of a VTuber. But after Picora, of course, it's Inugami Corona that hooked me. It's on when I was watching Inugami Corona. That's when I decided. I guess I'm into VTubers now.
I thought you were gonna say I'm into animal horror.
No,
That you're a furry now.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even sexually attracted to Corona. I just find her really charming and funny
And cute.
and cute.
Cute. Damn.
None of the Hololive girls I'm really into are sexually appealing to me. So Sakura Miko,
Oh yeah.
my top one.
Actually, I thought Corona would be.
Corona's the second. It's just that, as we both know, Miko's on hiatus due to her illness.
I don't know. I guess now it's time for me to say like how I found it, because when I think about not just Hololive, but I guess VTubers in general, I think about Hololive. I've always had these friends on my Facebook feed who always just posted about these, different. It was usually just either, from my memory, it was just Corone or Pecora. When you did say Corone's full name, Inadaning Corone, we'll just have to say also Pecora, Usagi, Pecora. Usada, Pecora. Usagi is just rabbit. Usada, Pecora. And it was always just funny, like seeing these things, like they're really one of like how do you say this? The I guess they're the both of them are like the for me the best that would appeal to an international audience just out of randomness.
Yeah.
Because like for the others that I've watched, I think I like them already because I already like VTubers. Like if I didn't really have an interest, I wouldn't be like, huh, what's this? I don't know what's happening. This too
And it's
meta.
funny, Miko's my favorite, but I watch 1, 2, 3 Miko videos before liking her.
You had to
Because I was running out of VTubers I liked. I ran out of Corona videos. So this is the next best thing for me. So might as well watch a few of her videos. And she actually became my top one.
Maybe I just don't watch enough Sakura Miko videos because I don't really like her voice. But I still remember the first video I watched of her, which was her reacting to her debut video, and she was just super cringed on herself. Like, what the hell is this?
This is the thing. Voice is not even a factor to me. I think maybe what's more important to me is their sense of humor and the games they play.
Well, you know what? I don't know. Like, I think also for me, specifically with Corone, voice is still a big thing because I don't know if I didn't send this to you, but there was I don't know if you watched this. There was a video where they were doing the 3D like Corona with 3D, but then she was with whole show Marine, Marine.
Of course.
So they traded bodies. So Corone was has her voice with Marine's body, and then Marine had her voice with Corone's body. So it was still cute seeing Corone. I mean, in the body of Corone, even with the voice of Marine, because it's really in the design of the character.
Okay.
She really looks good. But then also with Marine, with the voice of Corone, I was like, that's a bit cute. Like hearing her speak like that. It's still a thing with her, with how she is. No, it's cool. But then they also said
a big factor.
the fans said that I'm not this deep into it, but then I've seen in the comments that they said like, I don't know why, but it seems that Corone has an even like more advanced body than Marine, because Marine in her body she would do this weird like ice skating dance like like that, and they always say like this looks super cringe. So, but then she did it. It's just the same. She did it with Corona's body, and like this looks super cool. Like seeing it in Corona's body, like everything looks so smooth, not awkward. It's just stuff like that, man.
Just to drive home how important the games they play is to me. I became Ina became my top 3 because she played Hades.
Because I sent it to you.
Yeah. I'm not even Ina's not really that funny. She's a soft girl.
Yeah, she's
not funny. She's not boing boing. So not really in any of my criterias. But she shoots to the top 3 because she played the game I really like.
Well, me, I haven't watched Ina that much. The only funny thing that I've seen her do for now is her being like a super sub. Because did you see her clips with when she played what you call that, the Cthulhu game, Call of Cthulhu?
No, not yet. I've only watched the Dead by Daylight shit with Gura.
In the Call of Cthulhu one, have you played that game by the way?
No.
Because there's like a boss lady there that the main character would talk to, and then like when Ina saw her, she's like, "Oh my god, please step on me." She's like, and then like the woman was like, "Follow me," and it's like, "Yes, yes, my lady." She's like, I don't know if she's doing this on purpose or it's just her being herself.
I think it's it's on purpose because I saw her react to the Hades trailer and I saw genuine attraction for the main character of Hades.
But I don't know. It makes sense for me. Like, how do you say
Or
this?
maybe she's bi, I don't know.
No. The thing I think about is like are you talking about the sexuality? Well, yeah, that could be a thing. But then another thing like I don't know sometimes if they're doing this on purpose, like or maybe first thing I want to talk about is like their character. We're talking about right now. We're talking about Hololive EN, the latest generation of Hololive, which is all English speakers. Some of them know Japanese, some of them know Korean, some of them know German, but then they all
Not all of them are Japanese.
no, I said no. I don't know if they're. I think they might all have Japanese blood. That's not. I haven't confirmed that, but not all of them know Japanese. Gura
Oh.
and Amelia specifically, they both don't know that much Japanese.
Wait, do you know Gura's nationality?
I said no. I don't know their nationality
Okay.
specifically. With Calliope, don't say Calliope because she hates cantaloupe. With Calliope, she knows Japanese, but then I don't know. I think she's just being humble, but at the same time, I think she lives in a more Western focused environment. That's why she hasn't been able to practice it, although she's able to speak it. But the top two that know Japanese are Ina and Kiara, and also at the same time they also know for Ina she knows Korean and then Kiara knows German, so they're really like good with languages, I guess. But yeah, what was I saying before that? I don't know. I was thinking. This is one thing I'm thinking about, like with their characters. I think with Hololive characters, or maybe even just other VTubers, their character design isn't just chosen by the company. I think it's also with their own choices, I guess. Specifically with Enoch, I mean, I think she just really likes Cthulhu stuff. Maybe she's interested in those stuff. With Amelia, I don't know if she's interested in being like a detective or anything, or a time traveling detective. But then she's crazy enough as it is. And with
Mori.
Mori, I don't know. Maybe she's just. I think it's. I hear. I don't think that Mori is interested in like dead stuff or whatever, or like undead shit. I think it's her reflecting her being an underground rapper. That's why she chose to be.
What, then she slays people in rap battles?
Well, I don't know that, but then no, she's really a. Did you watch her debut
No,
video?
I've listened to her rap.
No, not just listen. No, in her debut video, she did say that she's an underground rapper
Oh.
before. Like that's why one of her goals is to actually bring underground rappers into the light, like show them, give them more audiences, stuff like that. So it's just cool for her to do that.
I just know she has 3 jobs.
And and you can hear it in her voice, man, in her very stressed out voice, and getting locked out of her own house.
So out of Hololive N, you're an Amelia Watson.
Yeah.
Shrimp,
I've,
right?
I've been saying that shrimp only because Gura made that term. The funny thing is, because I didn't. Again, I'm not really that caught up with the memes and stuff like that, but like one thing I saw, I think it was on like talking about the term shrimp on Twitter. They were saying like people, or they said in the YouTube comments, they were saying like it's funny how everyone is so accepting of saying shrimp right now. When like I guess they were saying like a few months ago or something, people were having such an issue with the term simp, like people didn't want to be connected with that or that.
I mean,
but now
people.
shrimp is okay.
I mean, if people get exposed to a certain thing for so long,
Mhm.
of course they become desensitized or even come to terms with the thing or even love it. Because when was the last time you heard someone use the insult "cuck" to sincerely insult someone. I think it's
Wait, cock or cuck?
cuck.
Like NTR?
Yeah.
I've never actually heard that being used as a
Last
insult.
time I heard of cuck as a derogatory term was with iDubbbz. With that controversy of his girlfriend having
wait.
OnlyFans.
No. I remember now. I think I don't know. Wait, I don't know if I'm remembering this correctly, but I think the last time I heard cuck being used was with the Will Smith controversy. See? But only that. But that was a very specific time. And at the same time, I don't think being cuck is again. I don't think it's used as a very very derogatory term, because one thing I want to share. And I don't think they're gonna watch this though, but I've seen like in my with my friends who smoke shisha, like in America. They I don't know if it's just me being out of the loop, because I don't know if it's a thing here in the Philippines, but it seems like some people in America do like being cooked.
I mean,
Like they have
cuckolding is a fetish.
yeah that's
First and
why.
foremost.
And not just like, because when I think of fetishes, most of the time like it's people watching this thing happen. Like you watch a
And self-inserting as the huge man.
yeah maybe that no
doing
yeah
the cucking.
yeah, but then the what they told me was that in their what you call that the fuck what's that the service where you just order services on the newspaper. Craigslist. They said like on Craigslist that there are people who actually request to be cucked. I'm like,
They're requesting a bull.
yeah. I'm like, what the hell? This is like, I'm like, because here I was telling when I saw this, because it was in our like shit posting group on Facebook. They're like, and like they were saying like they were saying like, oh yeah, people do like these things like that, being cooked and like that. I'm like, oh, not here in the Philippines. No. I don't know about anything like that. But then one of my friends there who is an American, but then he had a Filipino wife, and then he's been here. And it's like, no, even there are people there in the Philippines who that you just don't know. I'm like, oh my god, I don't know these things. I don't know the extent of like getting excited by getting cooked. So weird. Like, do you know anyone personally who ever been like that, or even just online, like people who actually testify that they do like actual getting cucked, not being the bull?
I mean, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I don't have much to say about cucking because it's not it's not that funny to me. Not because, I don't like being cucked or I'm offended or I have any strong feelings about it.
It's just not a funny thing. It's like it's
It-
like a lame joke.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's so I don't know, it's so medieval age. It's so last century.
Okay. You're too hip.
Because I'm not even, I'm not, me, I don't even I haven't hooked up with a lot of girls. I don't have that much experience. What was the
You just wanted to state that for the record that you haven't hooked up with a lot of girls.
I was trying to make a point. But then the point flew away.
Well, because I think it was not.
No. This is the thing. I watch a lot of red tubers.
What?
I think you know that. Do you know the term red tubers?
I've never heard of
Like
the term.
Vosh or what?
Okay. So
Well,
philosophical.
Destiny's not a red tuber. ContraPoints, Vosh. And
Debater-
they're pretty.
debaters?
What?
Debaters like that?
Debaters and, just politics talk.
Okay.
And a lot of them are, not a lot, but Vosh specifically, he's into open relationships.
Oh wait, isn't that Destiny?
Oh, so Destiny too.
You said you told me already. Like you remember Dr. K interviewed.
I
one
say
of,
a lot of things, so I
no,
forget.
you watched this. You said that
Ah!
Dr. K interviewed one of
Yeah.
his women or something like that.
And so, even though I'm not in an open relationship, it's not in me. It's not. I don't find it within me to judge people in open relationships. I don't find it in me to have a prejudice that the girl just probably wants to sleep with a lot of dudes, or the
Mm.
guy just
Yeah.
probably. I mean, it could happen. Weirder things have happened than open relationships.
That makes sense. No, I don't. I think you're just making a different, a separate point. Because like when me, I'm just sharing about the cooking thing. I'm not judging them. I'm just like super like amazed that these things happen. Like that who people like seeing their partners being with someone else, like a voyeur or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's kind of like wow. Like
It's not. It's not.
I'm not judging.
Yeah.
It's like I'm seeing like the
A whole.
aurora borealis. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh my god! I've seen this and I've seen pictures of the aurora borealis, but I've never thought that it was a thing that you can actually go to and see with your own eyes. I thought you'd need like a special camera to see the aurora borealis, and that's cooking for me because like it's I get why people would be interested in like the genre of in maybe porn or
yeah,
hentai,
just
maybe because
tapping to it, sticking to it.
they would insert themselves as the bull again, as you were saying. But then I would never think of anyone who would like be like,
Self-insert as the cock.
yeah, I'm like, damn, that turns you on, man. That's cool. Like, it's wow, it's crazy.
It's a wide, wide world.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, I feel like I'm like a newborn seeing these things. Never like, damn, the internet. It's again. I don't know. I think that's not even like an internet thing because, again, with what I've told you, with people cooking in real life, it's like, okay, here's the internet. I can expect this much craziness from it. Not really that amazed by it. But then again, real people who aren't even that much in the internet are already doing this. So that makes sense now why the internet has become like this, because of people already before the era of the internet were already like this probably. Then it just makes sense that the genes adapt to the memes or something like that. Maybe a better term for it.
Yeah, maybe it's only considered weird because patriarchy is it's so prevalent. We're bread tubers now, folks. Yeah, it's patriarchy, right? Like if your girl's interested in another man, that makes you less of a man, less of a person.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I think it would make also the same type of sense, although it maybe not that much talked about. When I don't. I think I will also be amazed here if I have never seen even in porn like a cucked girl. Is there?
I probably watch more porn than you because there is.
There is.
There is even a term. So the guy's a cuck and the girl is called a cuckin. Cuckin? I know the spelling but not the pronunciation.
Not a hin. Yeah, the cuck in the hin.
Yeah, so there's also the girl version of cuck.
And do you like? Do you know if there are any real girls who are interested in that?
No, not personally.
See, I think wow. But again, yeah, I think that the point I was making was like you said
if there's a fetish which involves you getting eaten alive, then cocking becomes not so weird.
Well, yeah, no, I don't categorize them as being this is this which makes this less, but like I think they're in their different genres, I guess, where like I guess even you don't even have to mention the getting eaten alive part. I think like I think the a lesser to a lesser extent, like you can say there are people who are into what do you call that, the where they suffocate themselves and then they
autoerotic
asphyxiation. So like there's people like that, but then that doesn't make me think like, oh, so since there's people like that, then getting cooked doesn't really amount to much. It's a different thing. It's like people who are interested in airplanes aren't really gonna be the same as people who are interested in tanks. World of Tanks.
Apples and oranges.
Yeah, kind of like that. That's a better. That's like the simpler way to say what I was saying. Apples and oranges, ladies and gentlemen.
But I don't like to offend people who are into war, but I think it's weirder than cucking.
Oh yeah, maybe it could be because it's the first time I heard about it actually.
I mean, one is a threat to your, standing in society, but the other is a threat to your very life, your very being.
Is it? Is it? Mm. You know what? Maybe if I was to try to offend suddenly, no, yeah, maybe if I was to try to offend something I actually find weird, because again I don't find cucking weird. It's just like really amusing. What I find weird is the one where people, because I've seen this in hentai, where people like to have sex with giant girls. I'm like
Oh,
literal giants, not just like buff girls. Like
I find that less weird than Bor.
yeah, yeah. No, I just saw it. I'm like,
Because I'm into girls like Sejuani and
yeah, but then would you be interested in a giant Sejuani and then like
maybe.
you're just like an ant to
I mean, if I can make a makeshift dip machine in a time of quarantine, maybe I can be creative should the giant Sejuani encounter me.
oh man, oh man, oh man. I just thought right now. Is there an Attack on Titan type of hentai where they're fucking the
I have
Titans?
not looked.
I'd imagine there could be, if that's, since there is that genre, they're like flying all over them, and instead of slicing their neck, they just have to fuck them to destroy them or something. That's so weird. But yeah, it's like, again, like I'm like I because I'm a very 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 vanilla guy, so I'm like wow, these things exist. It's and again, I'm not judging. I'm just like, wow, how why am I not interested in these things?
And also not to kink shame, but I find the eyeball licking very weird. I've seen it in certain Japanese
Ah,
art and
you know what?
media.
You know what with that? Yeah. So what I want to say is, like, even though I'm vanilla, I can like put myself in their shoes and imagine why it would be interesting. So that one I can type of see. The one thing I mentioned to you, going back to Hololive, the one thing I mentioned to you that's really like, I don't know, like really there it's not I'm not amazed, I'm just confused. Is the the ASMR that Amelia Watson did, which is she made the eyelid ASMR, making the sound of her eyelid doing like this, and she's like, "It's my eyelid jiggling." I'm like, "What the hell? How does an eyelid do you do this? How does your eyelid jiggle?" And like, and maybe that gives a clue on that she's not pure Japanese, because she wouldn't have those small eyes that would jiggle. Maybe she has big what do you call that, eye bags or something. I don't know. It's just a funny thing because she's like, "Oh, you guys like the feet ASMR, right? Yeah. But how about this? Can you want to hear my eyelid? Here." I was like, "What the fuck?" It's just weird when she was doing stuff like that.
On paper, feet is a weird fetish, but at this point, I'd consider it vanilla
I
because
think it's
so.
already vanilla.
Is
Cause
it
like, cause like,
at this point?
cause like, I think people have had like what you call that, like what's your fetish, feet, something something or something something, like it's
Tarantino did this.
like, if it's what you call that, if it's not a common type of what you call that, of a fetish, it's become, for me, it's like a what do you call it, what's that term, or the saying that people use, it's like being on a dead horse, something like that.
Mm,
It's like that, or in like, oh yeah, feet,
yeah.
okay. Although, if you want to talk about about feet, I don't think this is a fetish, but have you seen the feet video of Hachama?
No.
Do you know about it? No.
No. No. No.
It wasn't Geguk's video, so I haven't watched this one specifically because I'm just not really enticed to watch this. So what Hachama did was, okay, what's it called, backstory with this. There was just, I don't know if she was doing this on purpose, but then like in one of her videos that I think she was just doing, like just talking to her fans. She was just like, I think like my feet itch or something. Then they're like, "Ah, scratch it." I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna let you guys hear me scratching my feet," or whatever like that. And then for some reason, I don't know the reason really, she suddenly asked for. I think this was on Twitter, and then they made a video on this, like a stream on this. She asked her fans to submit their feet videos in like whatever like doing stuff. So, and then she's also like, because one of the, I don't think you probably haven't watched that much Hachama, right? So, one of the things that even the other Hololive girls, I think specifically Coco, that has they've said about what they think about Hachama maybe in real life, because they I don't think a lot of them have seen her in real life because she's in Australia compared to everyone else who's in Japan. They think that Hachama is like a rich kid, like a rich girl who's not really exposed to a lot of stuff. So, but like, I don't know if this is a rich type of person to think to do, but she was just again she was requesting for people to submit their feet videos, but then at the same time when she was watching them, she was also going like, "What the fuck is this?" But then she couldn't stop. She was just watching like people typing on the computer with their feet. One guy was like, "I'm gonna put on this shoe with just without using my hands or something like that." And then there was one guy who he was just like what you call it? I don't know the term for this, but he was touching this like I think Pokemon doll with his feet, and then Tachan was just like, what the fuck? And there's like she just kept watching. He's like, ah, but then, I don't know why I haven't sent you a lot of Hachama videos. I don't think it's something I also think would I recommend because she's just weird.
Mate, the more I drink, the more I turn into, at least from what I feel, I turn into a Hololive member. I feel like an
Which
avatar.
one? Who specifically? More
Not specifically. The you've watched enough VTubers to notice this. The eyes.
the specifically with Gora. With Gora, she's the one
Gora,
who she had one of the I don't think worse, but like she had kind of a malfunction with the tracking of her face.
So yeah, the more your body starts to malfunction, the more you become virtual.
And then you're gonna do this. Wait, let me go back to Hachama. That's one thing also that I find funny because there's one thing that maybe people are like, why are you guys watching VTubers? It's like it's weird, But one thing that I find personally funny with VTubers is that it's like when they're playing horror games or even with Hachama seeing her crazy shit. They always have that smile face, but then they'd be screaming like or like shit. But then they're just like this. So here's one thing that you might not know. So you don't know anything about Hachama. Okay. Here's a good thing. One of the things that she has done that I don't know if it increased her popularity or just made her more crazy. She made cooking videos, and the closest thing that I can tell you, it's not all of her cooking videos are like this. Okay, so some of it are like normal, like she'd make normal pasta or whatever, but then she has this tendency to make cooking videos very much akin to How to Basic. She's the VTuber version of How to Basic.
For people who don't know How to Basics, humor based.
Just check his videos.
Yeah.
How to
Link
do stuff.
down below.
How to do stuff. You'll know how to do everything with How to Basic and how to do it with eggs. But then
There you go.
here's because she's made with Hachama, she's made streams on because the other videos I've seen, she just uploaded these videos like as is, not as a stream. So okay, here's one of the crazier ones that she's made. And I think she's really just doing it for the memes. Because this one you really feel like she's doing it for the memes, like How to Basic. Like she made a video making some kind of stew, and then she put Mentos in it. Not just one piece of Mentos. She's like, let's try to put Mentos, blah blah blah. I was like, what the fuck is this? And
wait, so is the cooking video itself live action?
Yeah.
Oh.
Only her hands. You won't see her face. So so there were I've seen two other streams.
Well, in wrestling terms, it's breaking kayfabe.
What's that mean?
It's breaking the immersion.
That
she's an anime girl.
I don't think she cares that much.
She's a shooter.
I don't think she cares that much.
She's
honestly,
shooting
because she's just Hachama. Like some people are even, I don't know, maybe I think this is probably a joke, but like some people are even saying like there's probably a split personality difference between Hachama and Akai Hato. That's her real name. Her real VTuber name.
Oh, you've fully breaking kayfabe when people know the real name.
No, 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 the real VTuber name. Like,
Yeah.
not their real life name. Like her character's real name is
Oh.
Akai Hato, and then okay, here's the backstory. And then for some reason people just started calling her Hachama. So I watched this one video where the name came from, and then she was like, people were just calling me Hato Sama, like, just because she's very much of like a princessy type of person, and then she just thought one day, like, I like Hachama. Maybe that would be more cute to be called like that. And then she really like master planned it out of thin air. She said she just made a tweet saying like, you know what? My sister has been calling me Hachama for recently. I don't know, it's kind of weird. But then with that, people just started calling her Hachama, and just like, plan worked. It's like, and then her sister was even like, what are you saying? I never even called you that. But stop telling people that I called you that. And I'm like, no, it's all part of the plan. It's all going according to Keikaku. It's like that. And then here, okay, going back to the cooking videos. So there's this three things. Okay, so first the feet videos. I think that's one of the crazier ones already. The cooking videos, and then there's this last one I'm gonna tell you about. So with the cooking videos, she did 2 streams, with like live streams with another member, a collab. So first one was Luna. You know Luna? I
No,
forgot
no,
her
no,
first her last name, but Luna is the 0-year-old VTuber. So she's the anti-lol. She looks adult, but then she's 0 years old. So she made a video. Oh, is it her? I think she made a video making what you call these takoyaki.
Okay.
So they were just making it like, and I get just imagine how to basic.
And wait, I have to cut you for a
Go
bit.
ahead.
In mukbang videos, specifically Stephanie, where they leave
Yeah.
food. Let's not do it. I'll leave this
We're not
last.
finished. We're not finished the video yet.
Eh, yeah, but it tilts me when a mukbanger doesn't finish everything.
Go ahead.
It even tilts me because Nick, he's a big guy. But then he doesn't finish the food and I'm left upset at the end of the so
And then you're gonna watch him again
yeah.
to see maybe next time he'll finish the food.
Sometimes being upset is a pleasure.
Oh, now that's a very masochist thing to say. So anyway, it's hard to describe. You just have to watch the video. So she was making the takoyaki, and takoyaki is just the taco means
Octopus.
not Mexican taco, yeah, octopus. So she's like, oh, I don't have octopus, so I'm just gonna put whatever I have here at home. So she put crab sticks, whatever like that. And then they all, of course, if you imagine how to basic, they didn't end up looking like circles. And then, but again, this next one I can describe better. She made. Do you know you watch Coco videos, right?
Of course.
You know her the other 4th gen the angel girl, Kanata. Do you know Kanata?
No.
She's one of I don't know if this is happening now, but in another video I think I sent to you, or no, I think I sent to my girlfriend. They're living together with Suisei as well, but that's aside the point. So Kanata, she was invited by Hachama to watch her to teach her how to make curry rice. So of course Hachama being in Australia, they just had to do it via video. So Hachama was showing her how she was cooking it. And do you know how to make curry rice?
I don't know how.
I'll teach you the basic, very very basic. Just cook the meat, the vegetables, maybe carrots and potato, and then just put the curry roux or whatever. Yeah.
When my other best friend was living here, she made curry regularly, and she always bought a curry mix.
Yeah. So you just put that, right?
Yeah.
It's that simple. No, like you don't have to think about it too much.
Yeah.
But when Hachama did it, she was like, I'm gonna make curry with whatever ingredients I have here at home. She put okay. So the very easy part is at the end she just put crab sticks, but then she put chocolate in it. She's like, oh, I wonder how it's gonna taste like with chocolate.
That still makes a bit of sense.
Yeah.
to be honest.
A bit of a bit of twist to the old
Yeah.
recipe. But then she's like, I'm gonna make curry rice, but you know what? Actually, I don't have rice. So we'll just make it with pasta. So instead of making pasta separately, we're just gonna put it inside the stew. Make it curry pasta. And she's like, you know what? I think this is gonna be good. Like, I don't know why it hasn't been viral yet. Having curry pasta. I'm like, oh, I know there's curry ramen, but like, whatever. And then what the fuck? The thing she put. Basically, she just put a lot of weird shit, and then it just made everyone like super. And she's like, "No, I'm gonna eat this." And she actually, I don't know if she actually ate it because you don't see her putting it in her mouth. But then she's like, "I'm gonna eat this," and then she's like, "This is good. This is good."
I believe her.
Yeah, and hey, in that video, in that specific video with Kanata. Oh no, I don't know if this is the specific video, but she mentioned in one of her videos why she's able to eat these disgusting food that she makes. And you know what her reason is?
Why?
It's because she went to the Philippines. She said in her story that the only time she ever went to the hospital was because she drank water in the Philippines. And after that, she feels like anything she eats, she never gets stomach aches anymore. I'm like, I never, and then I'm not gonna take credit for this. So in the comments, I saw someone say like, "Oh, I never knew Philippine water would give you +100 to poison resistance." So like that. Hachama. Okay, the last one, the last part of the Hachama trilogy. Better if I research this, but research is just me watching. I don't know why she did it. She said it's a batsu game, so it's a punishment for something that she did. But basically, she went to this website. 3,000 phrases that you can say that are not good, basically, like not appropriate to say. So she asked her chat to give her numbers to read, and like I don't know if they checked the website beforehand, but they picked some good ones, and it's also a lot of it are very very lewd. Like she was like literally reading like a hentai character, and the cool thing with Hachama is even though she found it weird, like she could just read it like monotone whatever, but she was really getting into it. It's like what the what the like put it in. It's like I'm coming. It's like what the. And she's like, what am I doing? I don't like. She's like, I don't like this. But then like she's gonna go in like, and then she's gonna she even like rehearses it like, okay, so this is the line, blah blah blah, and then she's just gonna read it, and it's stuff that you can't do it as a normal YouTuber. I think, like, I think her video in the middle. Oh no, it's not that video. Okay, connecting to that last one. Sorry, this is the last one really with Hachama. She made a review video, like a stream review. You want to guess on what?
What?
It was on her own lewds. Like, that's the only time you can see an anime character checking out their own fan art of lewd fan art, and then like critiquing it. It was like that. So she made a video like that, and then like in the middle of the stream, she got demonetized. It was like, okay, we're demonetized anyway, so we're just gonna continue. And the video is not even down. It's just privated, so you can, if you have the link, you can just watch it. But then she just covers up with like a bit of smoke on the body parts. So she's like, you know what, I think this one is more of Akai Hato because Hachama is not like this. But then Akai Hato is, she's like, it's super, like she's one of like the, what do you call it, she's one of the biggest degenerates of Hololive. Like not even like Matsuri. Matsuri is the girl I showed you earlier. The one.
Yeah.
Matsuri is more of like what's the English term for this? Maniac? Pervert, yeah. Hentai. she's just like that, but then like with Akai Hato, she's like really, I don't know what the hell she's doing with her life. Okay ka lang ba?
I became an anime avatar after my second soju.
You have more soju?
Yeah, I have a lot of soju inside.
I know you have more soju left to drink.
I plan to play a bit of XCOM tonight, so
Ooh.
2 is my limit for today. Well, speaking of XCOM, is it time yet for our recommendations?
Yeah. I've been recommending Hololive the whole time, man.
Oh, it didn't have a recommendation vibes.
Yeah.
It had our main content vibes.
Go ahead.
Hmm.
We're already at an hour 30, by the way, so you can just
Oh, okay.
finish this with
So
recommendations.
for my recommendation, it isn't actually XCOM as that's too mainstream for a van recommendation. So I'm gonna recommend my ghetto workout setup. So place two chairs adjacent to each other, and then place a cloth in between them, and then you push yourself up, and you lay yourself down and push yourself up. I'll link. I'm gonna give a link. I'll make my setup the fucking thumbnail of this video because I'm that much of an alpha, as discussed in the previous episode. Since before your VTuber topic, this was a fitness mukbang episode. So I'll make that the thumbnail.
Fitness mukbang with WWE, which is also fitness in a way.
Yeah.
Uh, well, I guess since I've still been on Hololive, my recommendation would be I can't. You help me choose. Which one do I recommend, Subaru or Okayu?
I think I think people will like Subaru. More people will like Subaru. She's
yeah.
more palatable for the mass taste.
Ah, yeah. It makes sense. So Subaru, Ozora Subaru, which means Ozora is big or great sky. But she had it's going off tangent again. Big Sky and Subaru, I think is, I forgot the meaning of Subaru, which is just the car brand. Oh, shit. So Ozora Subaru is part of the second gen of Hololive. She's one of the earlier members there. And from what I've seen and even what other Hololive members have said, she's one of the more extroverted Hololive members. She just goes on to say whatever she wants or just does whatever stream she wants. And I think she's also known to be one of the biggest Hololive members who delves into collabs. Like she not just Hololive collabs between themselves, but she makes collabs with a lot of other VTubers outside of Hololive, and she's really just really outspoken like that, outgoing and stuff like that. But then the thing with her is that her her voice, you can think of it as a natural voice, but at the same because she doesn't have like that cute anime girl voice, so it's in that way you can think of it as like a natural voice, but at the same time,
What what I describe it as
what
a rowdy Japanese woman.
maybe yeah you can go that yeah she does have not just a voice, she does have that vibe as well, right? With she's like here. I told Van earlier, like her backstory in whole life, like as the character of Ozora Subaru, is that she's like a owner of an MMA gym or something like that. So she does have that vibe of like a trainer, like a coach, female coach. Gets like, so she has that vibe, and then like one of the most interesting things with her was that she in her after she debuted, just after a week after she debuted, she already had a collab with even someone who's not in whole life, part of Niji Sanji, which is I think is arguably the second biggest VTuber group in Japan, or maybe in the world. And like she had a collab with this guy. What's his name? Let me see. Check. I had the video up earlier because I don't want to make a mistake with the name of the guy. With my moto. So this guy my moto, he's from how even his avatar. So I think his avatar is very close to who he really is because here also just a segue. Niji Sanji compared to Hololive. Hololive has a lot of VTubers who are more characters, at least in the start, and that's why a lot of them have review videos on their like they watch their debut videos because eventually after a few months or so they get more they feel more natural, they turn into more real people per se. And in comparison from what I've read, I haven't watched a lot of Niji Sanji, but then they've said that in Niji Sanji more of the VTubers there are already like real people from the start. They don't really bother much with being characters.
Is that a hot bartender guy part of that
No,
same group?
you
Or
don't even know.
no, no, no.
Roberu, winning son, Robert.
Yeah, yeah.
So Roberu, okay, let's go to Roberu. Roberu is part of Holostars, so that's the male version of Hololive. Like it's part of Hololive. I mean,
Same company?
Cover Corp. Yeah, Cover Corp is the name of the company, and then they made Holostars, which is specifically for their male VTubers. And as from what I've seen right now, they're not that successful. Like in general, male VTubers are not that successful. So even with this Maitomo, he was, again, felt like a middle aged guy, maybe a 30-year-old above guy. So he's kind of like down on his luck. That's how it felt like. He just started a month before Subaru, and then like in that month he was super serious about what he was gonna try to do. He was thinking about doing a radio show, reviewing sumo wrestling matches or something like that. Like like,
That really sounds like
Yeah.
legit boomer shit.
yeah, but like it sounds cool. Like he was trying to do very niche stuff because whenever you search YouTube on like how to be good on YouTube, like find your niche and then people will like it. But then like you don't can't just find a niche and make people like it. You have to even be interesting. So he was too focused on that, and then I think he wasn't getting that much views like especially in the beginning. So he was already getting depressed, and he was thinking like after that first month that he was gonna, because he started like about October, so he was thinking that to retire already like by the end of the year. But then here came Subaru with her just craziness and just going like she was just on Twitter, just tweeted to a bunch of people, and then like this guy Maitomo, he was like, hey, you just talked to Subaru, and then Subaru's like, you want to collab? Sure, go ahead. And like in Maitomo's video, like after this whole thing that happened, like he was even saying like Hololive wasn't even trying to stop him from doing it. It was his company who was trying to stop him from they were telling him to not do the collab because like it's at the time specifically that this happened. I think it was 2018 when Subaru debuted. It wasn't really that common yet for female and male VTubers to collab, and on top of that, it wasn't even common for cross company VTubers to collab. So there was really like how do you say that, like a genre defining event. So so with this, basically the collab itself wasn't really that, for me it wasn't really that crazy. They just did like a super spicy noodle challenge, whoever could finish first. But then like at the end of it, Maitomo was like, damn, this is fun. Like I didn't have to think about what to do. I just had to eat spicy noodles. I have to just do fun things, and that's cool. But then for Subaru, she's like, I don't want to do this anymore because she couldn't eat the spicy noodles. She was like, it was too crazy for her. But at the same time, she again she's been one of the members of Hololive who's been trying more for collabs and just doing things like as she thinks of it. And I guess another thing I want to just share before I end the recommendation here is like she had this moment where because she's a part of the second generation. For people who don't know, Hololive is now at its fifth generation plus a few international generations, two Indonesian and two Chinese Hololive generations, and one English Hololive English generation, which is the latest one right now. So by the time the fourth generation came out, like I think all of them were very, very introverted. So they were all I don't know if this is like they're just them making a skit out of it, but then like all of them were afraid of Subaru because Subaru being the super extrovert, she was like, she just did things like it's hard for me also to say because I think I'm maybe more extroverted also rather than understanding introverts, but then she's like maybe introverts would be wouldn't really want to just talk to you right away, like, hey, what are you doing? Hey, you want to go out like that? It's like it's just like but then there was this like a heartwarming thing that I watched, like Subaru was trying to get along with them, and like it's also very funny when they showed it, like one of Van's also a VTuber that Van watches, Kiryukoko, which is she's pretty crazy. Or also not really crazy, more of like smart and knows the memes. So like even she was like, she was scared of Subaru, and just Subaru's like, what, we could just hang out like that. It's like, okay, fine, we'll hang out, because like the thing that I remember, even the comments say there was like, the thing with with introverts that they said was like, you can't just ask them out, like, because if you ask them out, if you're especially if you're an extrovert, you just ask everyone out, right? Like it's okay for you to get a no or a yes, but then for introverts, you ask someone out, like, if with intent, like, if you get asked out as an introvert, they said like it's hard to say no, because like you're shy about, like, oh, I can't do this or whatever. But like, it was a fun thing to see with Subaru. I don't know, maybe we can link down the videos in the description. And the very very last thing I want to say is that, as an extrovert, she just casually said, like, she started the reason why she started being a VTuber or going to Hololive was, the first part of her story was that her house burned down, and she's just okay with life, being just chill with it. So, do you have anything else, Van?
Uh, no, not really. I'm just really excited to take a picture of my ghetto ass setup and yeah, show other ghetto ass brothers and sisters that they could still sculpt their bodies.
Me too. I mean, me too.
As long as you own two chairs, you can get a pretty fucking decent body. Guaranteed.
So for people who live alone and only have one chair, too bad
Uh,
for you.
this might not be the video for you.
So I guess that's we're cool with the episode right now. Hope you guys enjoyed this very unorthodox. I think we're actually leaning more towards how we started with the podcast, on how we were just being more chill on just coming up with things to talk about. Although it really helped out that we didn't see each other for 2 weeks, so we had a lot of things to talk about as well. And come next week, we'll come back with the usual topics and Q&A. Uh, and maybe
Oh,
we can.
we're doing that.
Yeah, we're going with a regular format.
And maybe
or
next
whatever.
week we'll be VTubers. Who knows?
Ooh, who knows? We'll know. Maybe we'll be streaming the podcast. We'll see. Until then, see you guys, and hope you have a nice day. Bye bye.